Hey guys, I'm John Campia. Earlier today, the news came out that the Marvel film Black Panther had officially become just the 5th film in cinematic history to join the exclusive $200 million opening weekend club, joining the likes of The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Jurassic World, and the first Avengers movie. While this is an absolute triumph for the comic book movie genre, and Marvel in particular, it also highlights for me, once again, the need for Warner Brothers to reboot their DCEU. Now, before I go into my reasons, let me make perfectly clear that I am not trying to beat up on DC. I've actually given positive movie reviews to every single DCEU movie to date. I like them all, especially Man of Steel, but I'm also not blind to the realities of the situation, and the reality is, the DC characters and the DC fans deserve to have a better and far more successful DC cinematic universe than the one they currently do, and rebooting it is the best way to get there. If Black Panther, a really good movie featuring the first black lead superhero in this new age of comic book movies, can rally the movie-going audience behind it to celebrate the advancements it represents to the tune of a $200 million opening weekend, why couldn't Wonder Woman? Why did Wonder Woman, a much more well-known character that produced a really good movie that featured the first female lead superhero in this new cinematic universe age of comic book movies, only managed to get about half of the amount of people out to it as Black Panther did? Both films were high quality, both films featured a significant social advancement with firsts for black and female superhero leads, both were marketed heavily, and both received positive push from both critics and fans. So why did Wonder Woman come in with just over $100 million opening weekend, while Black Panther has nearly doubled that with just over $200 million? The answer is obvious. The major difference is the respective health of the cinematic universes the two characters come from. The MCU has continuously produced films that have won over the audience, the critics, and succeeded at the box office. And while the DCEU has done reasonably well at the box office, Justice League notwithstanding, until Wonder Woman, their films have struggled, to put it kindly, to win over the audience or the critics, leaving the movie-going audience questioning the confidence they have in the series to begin with to deliver high-quality films. This became abundantly clear when the next film in their universe, Justice League, opened to under $100 million and went on to become the lowest box office film of the entire DCEU. So while Wonder Woman did very well, the results of Black Panther show us that it could have and should have done even much better than it did. And the reason it didn't is the confidence the audience has lost in its cinematic universe. Paramount Studios is in a similar situation as Warner Brothers is, having a major property like the Transformers, struggling with the audience's belief and confidence in it. The difference is, Paramount seems to recognize that a reboot is needed to win back the audience, while Warner Brothers still seems belligerently unwilling to recognize the reality of their situation. But let's look at this positively. The success of Black Panther doesn't just allow us to see how well a similar film like Wonder Woman should have done, but how well these DC films could do if given the proper opportunity to do so. A movie as high quality as Wonder Woman, carrying with it all the social importance that it did, deserved at least close to the amount of success that Black Panther is enjoying. And Black Panther's success needs to force Warner Brothers to recognize the situation for what it is, that their DCEU is not where it should be, the audience doesn't have faith in it as it stands, and that rebooting it to give the DC fans a new universe with a fresh start without any of the negative baggage. To drive the point home even further, Black Panther just made more money at the North American box office in 4 days than Justice League did in its entire 13-week run. Let that sink in. Now, don't even try to tell me that everything's fine. The DCEU should be doing better. The DC fandom deserves much better, and maybe the incredible success of Black Panther, success that Wonder Woman could have also had, will finally make the executives at Warner Brothers wake up to these facts. We can only hope. That'll do it for me, guys. My name is John Campia. Thanks for joining me, and until my next video, bye-bye.